Swim around inside your bowl, little fish, and dream of the sea. I'm swimming too. I'm dreaming. Book a dream. Book a dream with me. Fish. Crystal freedom. Mocking you. The sea so clear, clean, rippling fantasies just out of reach.
I'd like an R, please.
Why, of course. There's one R. 650.
Spin that wheel. 5,000. Come on, 5,000. You must be.
The conspiracy to sell second-rate aircraft.
Now, Reed, would you please? I'm an insurance man. My life. The phone rang out, but I can't.
These faces are nice. Let's choose a dream. The symmetry is there. A true chin. A solid jaw. My faces. Oh, more perfect than mine. Help. Help me find me in them. So perfect. Colors. Your colors. Those eyes that keep seeing. Prick those eyes watching me, make them bleed the colors into me, make them come into me, around me, paint me, oh, spray me, spray me, spray me, spray me with what's inside, rain on me. I feel their gazes on me, the greens, the blues, and reds on me. And it feels, eyes crawling over me. Oh, those monsters, monster eyes, black cavern eyes. They see everything. They see it. Eyes, every corner, beating down on me, beating me till I bleed. Dracula, sucking my bloods, my colors out of me. The monsters, they color. The colors are coming. They're coming for me. Wake 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 me.
The idea that once I'm intimate with someone, I always will know him is worthy. It's a worthy ideal. But what I realized this weekend is that it demands reciprocity. It's an empty ideal if it's just one person reaching it. It's really quixotic. It's really like jousting with the windmills.
Was there ever a point when you just decided why, or you ever wondered why have I committed myself to 52 weeks? Why can't I end it after 3 or
Yeah.
11 or whatever?
Yeah. Well, no, I did. I mean, many times I thought of wanting to just quit, but also what I was realizing was that well, for one thing, it began to have its own life, and it was as real to me as I am as a person. The process of filming was as real as something that's living, and like a living thing, it had its ups and downs, and it moved and it progressed, and it had a life of its own, really. And I guess I didn't want it, since it had a life of its own, I didn't really want to end it, because it was coming to life very much.
It isn't a very large pond. It's rather small, but then the duck is small.
It isn't a very
And
large
there
pond,
he floats, Lord of
rather
all he
small.
surveys,
but then
serene
the dock is small,
and confident.
and there he
Paddles
floats,
along slowly.
Lord of all he
He knows
surveys,
that he can do whatever he wants to do in
serene
that little pond,
and
and that's
confident.
his domain.
He moves
Then the
very
goldfish come
slightly.
along. You can
He
see
knows
them
that
just
he can
under
do
the surface
whatever
of
he
the water.
wants to do in that little pond.
Crumbs of bread fall on the
that's
water,
his
and they
domain.
jump to the surface to catch it.
And then the goldfish
The
come along.
reflection of the trees at the far side of
You
the
can
pond
see them just
slightly
under the
quiver in the
surface of
breeze.
the water.
And then they begin to shake with the
Crumbs
ripples
of bread
of the
fall
pond.
on the surface.
Every
they
time
jump
a
to
fish
the
jumps
top
up
to
to
catch
catch the
it.
bread, the ripples spread a little
The
farther.
reflection of the tree.
I was staying with some friends in Memphis, and I had my camera with me, and I said, I wanted to take photographs, and they said, well, where would you like to go? And I said, I don't know, what's going on? And they said, well, next Saturday there's a barbecue festival. This barbecue festival, it's the biggest thing in Memphis in years. There are hundreds of thousands of people, and they come from all over the world, and this is a big, okay, all right, you convinced me. People were kind of as relaxed as they could be. They didn't seem to notice me. And I saw a lot of good-looking, good old boys with their shirts off and long sun-bleached hair, and pretty girls with wearing crop tops and cut-off shorts. And there were a lot of people smoking cigarettes and drinking beer, lots of beer bellies. I think I probably saw more beer bellies there than I've seen in my entire life in one day. And it was kind of weird, though, the smell of meat all around, barbecued beef and pork. That was kind of strange. I was just thinking I wanted to become a vegetarian again. My friend said, well, you're getting some good pictures. And I said, well, no, I don't know, I guess I am. And he said, well, you want, what are you looking for? And I said, well, I'm not looking for anything. I just sort of, I just kind of take pictures of whatever happens. But secretly, I think I probably was hoping to find something there. Something interesting or exciting or poetic or something fun. And, I kind of like looking at the world through a camera lens, kind of watching people and staring at them and seeing what they're doing. It's kind of my obsession, I guess, in a way. Always in pursuit of something with my camera.
It almost seems as though it wasn't real. As though I were in a dream or in one of those TV movies or on a soap opera. I was walking down the street and then suddenly she drove up in a beautiful little car and she said, "Would you like to go for a ride?" And I said, "Well, of course." I got in her car and we sped off into the sunset with great speed. The wind was rushing around and it was really warm. The sun was going down and there were all of the colors, all the pinks and golds and pearlescent clouds. It was like being in love for the first time when you're 14 years old. And it was perfect. Every part of it was perfect, and it was peaceful. She really is one of the most beautiful women I've ever seen. She really dresses well. I wonder if she really likes me. She told me she likes my hair. I wish she were a man. I almost feel as though I'm falling in love with her. That's silly.
Well, I'm the one who seeks or looks. My looking is a way of seeking, so I'm the one who looks in order to seek.
What are you seeking?
Well, pleasure. I'm seeking pleasure, yeah. Well, I get pleasure out of looking at things and taking them inside my head and into my spirit and soul.
You take them into you?
I take them into me. It becomes a memory of some kind.
What are you looking at?
I'm looking at objects, but they're human objects. I mean, they're objects that speak of humanity, our humanity. They're not like, it's not like nature, it's not like something that's abstract. Like it's a mannequin. It tells a story. And the little puppet, the little toy vests that are for the puppets are like, they tell a little story. It stares into space. It breathes slowly, smokes a cigarette. Slowly. It turns. It looks in the mirror. It goes to the window. It closes the blinds. It peeks out onto the street. It's this thing, this strange thing, that thinks it's a person. It thinks it's a man, but it's not. It's just this thing. It sits in a chair. It reads a book. It thinks. It moves slowly, one breath at a time. It's just this object made of dust. And it swirls around, and it thinks, I'm this, and I'm that. And I can do this, and I can do that. But it's not any of these things. It's just dust, just a bunch of dust.
It was late July. I was on my own, laying over in New York City for a night on my way to Paris to meet Shira. And I had been trapped into having dinner with a friend of mine who I had been avoiding for months. His name was Terry Amidei. He was my closest friend. But he had been making this film since January, and his life was completely consumed by it. Friends said that he had been completely obsessed. He did nothing but eat, drink, live this film. And apparently he wanted to film our dinner together. Well, I had looked forward to the evening with a feeling of absolute dread. What would I say? What would I do? What would a conversation with me over rock Cornish hen possibly have to do with this film that he had been making for 6-7 months? I decided the only way to deal with the situation was just to eat, drink, smoke, and ask him a lot of questions, which is what I did. And he talked. He talked a lot about the film, about images that he had captured and images he hoped to create. Something about ghosts and shadows and gardens and window frames, something about a river and a big empty house. And he talked a lot about film itself and perception and images, how we make images and perceive images. But the thing that sticks out in my head about that conversation was this idea that he had about images taking control, about losing control of our lives and becoming the images that we create. He seemed really worried about that. Indicating the camera, he said to me, "I'm becoming an image of myself." 2 days later, I was in Paris. Shira met me at the airport, and I told her everything about my dinner with Amidei.